Unfortunately, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man will go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of everybody.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your daily vitamins. Okay, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Hold on just a moment, beloveds. Okay. Hey there, Crazy Beach Aries, G from the land, Bithia in the house, Nessa G. All right, Mr. Elevation, Terry Hinton, Buckhorst DC, Reggie. Okay. Charlene is here, Claudette, the Crazy Beach Aries, Aboriginal woman. DJ Big Six, G from the land, Deronda, Christine, Miss Ebby, Vince I am from the UK, Re-Educated Soul, Hundia, Cherokee Descended Dale, 504 Nola. All right, y'all in here. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. Listen. Hey, Shelby, beloved. OG Patrice in the house. All right, listen, I'm sorry for, hey, Antoinette, I'm sorry for being so late. I know y'all were talking trash in the chat. I know y'all were. Talking trash. Hey, Pensy Lola, Timber Dan in the house, Queen Amoni Huey. Let's get into it. Now, hey, Root Trackers, daughter of Zion is here. Okay, so with that all been said, shout out to all of my loyal royals in the chat and everyone tuning into the Queen. Okay, now the problem is, let me tell you all what the problem is, beloveds. At the end of the day, I be doing too much. And I'm not even joking. I seriously be doing too much. Like my brain is overactive. Okay? So I get together my receipts and all of that. Nessie X said a lot of trash talk. Oh, hell no. I said lateness equals nefariousness. Oh, y'all are so low down. That Crazy Beach Area said, looking fabulous, Queen. Thank you. Byron said that gray is banging. Queen looking good as usual. Thank you, beloveds. I appreciate y'all. Some of y'all, Nessie X said too much, Queen. Hey, Sophie. Mr. Elevator said, Queen, I need my nefarious tea. Let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, here's the problem. I seriously be doing too much. Okay, so I get all my receipts and everything together, and I'm getting ready and all of that, and then something else pops in my brain, and then I say, oh, wait a minute, let me go find this real quick. So that's what happens. Hey, Michael, the McDougal. Okay, that's what happens. I'll be doing too much. I have everything together, and then I remember something else or something just pops into my head, and I say, you know what? I need to talk about this too. So then I have to go find the receipts for it, okay? Laverne said, Queen is the bomb. Thank you, beloved. All right. So with that all being said, Ben said, who was talking trash? Teresa said, it's too much, but I'm going to keep coming back. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so let's get into it. First things first. I'm sorry, but where is Fahim Muhammad? I have several questions. Hey, Juju. Juju said, Queen is queen. Okay. Above all the drama said, we here for a queen. I know y'all are, and so am I, beloveds. So let's talk about it before I get into the most nefarious of it all. We don't know where Diddy is. Okay, he's MIA. Clearly, he's fled the scene, and they allowed him to, in my opinion. But where is Fahim Muhammad? Now, I have several questions. Okay, has anyone seen him? Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. I hope this is the right video because I did not even write down the order of my videos today. Oops. Okay, so anyway, let's just run with it.
Sean Diddy. The private jet belonging to Sean Diddy Combs is back in South Florida, landing at Opa-locka Airport before noon on Wednesday. Outside his Star Island home in Miami Beach, 2 black SUVs guard the property. Today, one of Diddy's security guards seen wearing what appeared to be a bulletproof vest, putting up umbrellas to block the view. The Star's location remains unknown.
We know they got some information that information was enough to get them a search warrant signed by a judge.
During an interview for this weekend's Voices with NBC6's Jawan Strader, Vic Williams, a retired special agent for Homeland Security investigations, says prosecutors will need to prove specific elements in this sex trafficking case.
Force, fraud, or coercion. Now, you have to have one of those elements. Now, the only time you don't is when it applies to children.
This civil lawsuit filed by Diddy's former producer, Rodney Jones, alleges that he witnessed sex trafficking, the distribution and use of illegal drugs and firearms. The private jet belonging to...
All right, so where is he? Anyone have a clue? But not only where is Diddy, where is Fahim Muhammad, his chief of security? Where is he at? Did anyone bother to ask yourselves where that man is? And the reason I'm curious is because of what you just saw there. Now, they had armed security outside of his residence. And I told you days ago that when they went to the residence, I believe it was news reporters or whatever, they went there being nosy. And they were met with armed men who had a black SUV blocking the entrance and told them, they said one of them growled at them and said, you better not step foot on this property. Remember that? So with that all being said, where's Mr. Fahim Muhammad? Because if they have security there at these residences, where's he? Because he's the chief of security. I'm sorry. Terry Hinton said he's hiding under a rock scared. That's where Diddy is. Absolutely. I believe it. Above all, the drama said swallowed up. Where is Fahim Muhammad? Okay, let me tell you all something. I have reason to believe that Mr. Fahim Muhammad is CIA, just like Grandmaster Jay. I told y'all Grandmaster Jay was CIA long time ago. Now, I know some people probably thought he was FBI, but no, I believe he was CIA. All right, and at the end of the day, that's why he ran for president. I just want y'all to pay attention. Okay, these different agencies are up to nefariousness as far as I'm concerned. All right, Viva said, innocent until proven guilty, polarity. Diddy, as far as I'm concerned about Diddy, he's guilty until proven innocent, which I doubt he'll ever do. That's why he's nowhere to be found. But before I get started, let me tell you all something. I need to make a correction because you all, I don't know if you all know this, but I actually watch my own videos. Now, right? Because sometimes I crack myself up and sometimes you all crack me up. But so I was watching my video from the other day and I noticed that when I was talking about, who was I talking about? I think I was talking about Diddy, I'm sure. But anyway, I said prize from the Fugees. No, yeah, I was talking about Diddy being a possible federal agent. Yeah. Which I've always told y'all that. I told y'all that in 2021 that I thought Diddy and Jay-Z were feds. And then I showed you the receipts just a week or so ago where I did a video in 2021 where I thought it was suspicious that the feds contacted Jay-Z to warn him about his emails. Remember that? And so anyway, how did they know about his emails? I'm just curious. But anyway, I was talking about Diddy possibly being an informant for the feds. And then someone said they didn't think he was a Fed or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but long story short, I told you all, Praz was working for the feds. He was a whole informant, and then he got hit with 10 charges. Now, when I was talking about that, I mistakenly said, I said, where is Praz now? He got like 20 years. Well, no, that wasn't Praz. The person I was thinking about was Enrique Tarrio. Okay, remember the nefarious leader of the Proud Boys who was also working with the feds around 2014, and now he's been sentenced to 20 years. Said all that to say this, that you can work for the feds all you want, but when they want to take you down, you're going. And that's just the fact. When they want to take you down, you're going. That Crazy Beach Era said, Fed DWAP, okay? Absolutely. So with that all been said, here's the thing. We are all focused on Diddy, of course, because of all the nefarious things and allegations that have been levied against him. But I do believe that rather than just solely focusing on Diddy, we need to look at the bigger picture here, which in my opinion is Lucian Grainge. Okay, I absolutely think that Diddy is a distraction from Lucian Grainge. Now, I told you all days ago that at the end of the day, there are certain people that they do not want exposed and they definitely don't want to take down. And that would be, and let me say the names again, it would be people like Lucian Grainge, okay, Les Wexner, Ronald Burkle, Clive Davis, all right, and the Medici family who owns all those banks and the Mercants. Nobody within any of those families, those two families that they want anything done to. Please pay attention. Okay, please pay attention. I think Diddy is somewhere in another country. He could be on somebody's island. I'm not going to say whose, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is if Diddy were to get, indicted, how many of you, once in the chat, if Diddy were to get indicted, that crazy beach area say he's on Ziddy Island. How many of you put ones in the chat, please? How many of you think that if Diddy were to be indicted criminally, that he would snitch? Okay? Ones in the chat if you think that he would snitch. Ones in the chats. This shouldn't take long at all. Yeah, everybody's putting ones. Of course he'd snitch. I absolutely believe it. All right, I absolutely believe it. And I also don't think that he would ever want to go to jail, that he would in fact end up taking himself out like he threatened to do when that whole City College thing happened. All right? So with that all being said, I pretty much think that Diddy has been allowed to go somewhere, and that basically when they went in there, collected that evidence, if there was anything in there with any of these wealthy people, like I told you guys, and I'm not talking about regular rich people, I'm talking about people that are beyond billionaires, okay? Yeah, I think they wouldn't be turning in that evidence, or at least they wouldn't be making it public. They wouldn't be exposing any of those people. With that all being said, here's the thing. Lucian Grainge, in my opinion, is worse than Diddy. Okay? First of all, it is alleged by Rodney Jones in the documentation, because I showed it to you all yesterday, that Lucian, in fact, UMG, Universal Music Group, were funding all of these wild parties that Diddy was having. And also, it has been alleged that Lucian Grainge, in fact, instructed Diddy to have these parties and have the cameras set up all throughout his home so that he could purposely record these people and use it to blackmail them later. Now, I'm sorry, I absolutely believe that. That's absolutely what I think. So let's talk about Lucian for just a moment. Everyone, please be sure to get those likes up. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Now, let me tell you what this article says. This article says, what's going on with Diddy? Where is he? Why were his homes raided by Homeland Security? Here's what we know. And so we already know, I'm not going to read all of this, but we already know that his homes got raided. Now they say, what exactly are the allegations against Diddy? It seems as if they kept piling up. With the full and lengthy story of the numerous allegations against Diddy still unfolding, it's worth noting that the majority of the suits against Diddy were launched last year after his former girlfriend, the singer Cassie, sued Combs and federal court on November 16th on various claims of assault and intimidation. Now, though that suit was settled out of court the following day, the following day, 3 more suits came out. Okay, subsequently filed by women who similarly accused Combs of various sex crimes, including rape and sex trafficking. The first 3 suits, including Cassie's, were filed in rapid succession due to the impending November 24th deadline, for the Adult Survivors Act in New York. However, this was not the end of the hip-hop artist's mounting legal trouble. A month ago, on February the 26th, the producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr. alleged in a 73-page legal filing with photographs and graphic details that, among other non-sexual offenses, Combs had drugged, threatened, and sexually assaulted him while they were working on Combs' 2023 album, the Love Album Off the Grid. Now, in a statement made to the Times, Combs' attorney, Sean Hawley, stated, Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar, calling the producer's allegations pure fiction and claiming that he and Combs have overwhelming, indisputable proof that Jones's assertions are fabricated. However, that did not stop Jones. He amended his federal lawsuit on Monday to accuse actor Cuba Gooding Jr. of sexual assault and harassment while on Combs' yacht. Now, allegedly, according to this lawsuit, Gooding has also been embroiled in legal action for alleged sex misconduct for the past couple of years, including a settlement in June on a grape allegation and involving a 2013 incident, as well as a current lawsuit filed by 2 women. Gooding previously pleaded guilty to some of the allegations of the 2 women, but did no jail time. That's the problem. He should have gone to jail, all right? And here's the thing. Now, you all remember I showed you in the lawsuit filing, I showed you the picture of Cuba Gooding Jr. all up on that young man. I mean, just all huddled up over him, right? Look like such predatory behavior, in my opinion. And with that all being said, if he does that to a young man, what do you think he did to those poor women? Okay, I absolutely believe everything they said. Now, wait, Homeland Security, I thought that department mostly handled terrorism. That's what they say. DHS, which deals with varying degrees of controversiality, concern itself mainly with issues such as terrorism, immigration, disaster prevention, and cybersecurity. It is also responsible for combating human trafficking. Well, I told you all this the other day, and I also told you that the reason they led the investigation into Diddy, and the raid rather, is because it's likely a transnational crimes that they think that he's involved in. Okay? And so this isn't too surprising, considering that many human trafficking cases involve plenty of the department's interest, from border security to counterterrorism. Similarly, Homeland Security was involved in the investigation against R&B singer R. Kelly. Did y'all know that? Okay, that led to his 2022 conviction. So basically, this is modeled. I want you all to pay attention, because I've already told you all this, okay? I've already been telling you all this. Above all that drama, said, what's the diddler doing in them tunnels? Asking for a friend. Yeah, I'm sure it's something nefarious. Okay, why do you have water tunnels, Diddy? I have questions. It's not telling what's going on there. But at the end of the day, they have modeled this whole way that they've gone after Diddy with the raids and all of that, and having Homeland Security come in and all that. They are doing the same thing to Diddy that they did to R. Kelly. Did anyone seem to notice? Now, I know that we all noticed that Diddy's facing similar accusations as R. Kelly, but did you notice that the way they're going about all of this is very similar to what they did to R. Kelly? Now, there is video from countless outlets of the raids on both Combs' LA and Miami homes, the former of which is registered to Bad Boy Films, as well as one of Combs' daughters. Let me say something too, because here's what some people forgot. Here's what some people seem to have forgotten. Okay, some people were saying that Diddy got all of this stuff in his children's name and his mother's name and all that. He did. Yeah, he did put some things in their names. And they were saying, oh, that was smart and da-da-da. You know, so basically they can't confiscate and this, that, and the third. Well, if these allegations against him are proven true, if he was doing anything illegally, like trafficking illegal substances, as has been alleged, and even was alleged in 2018 by Jonathan Oddie, which I showed you all the video footage yesterday that nobody else bothered to catch. Even fake Nancy Drew, who was the first person to show that video last time, and then got mad because I went and dug it up. But nonetheless, if it is found true that he was trafficking illegal substances and doing any of these other illegal things, specifically trafficking the illegal substances, well, you know what that would mean, don't you? You know what that would mean, don't you? The things that are in other people's names, they could actually be penalized for that. Like, you can literally go to jail. I don't know if some of y'all know that. You can literally go to jail for putting stuff in your name for someone who is obtaining the money and funds for those things through illegal means. Did y'all know that? Once in the chat if you knew that. Once in the chat if you knew that. So all I'm saying is he could have that stuff in his children's names, his adult children, his mother's name or whatever. But if they find out that he absolutely was trafficking illegal substances, and then they even think that the mother knew, yeah, she could go to jail. She could be facing charges too. Okay, that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. I remember one time, one of my coworkers, this was years ago, had a boyfriend who was selling drugs. Okay, it was a whole street pharmacist. And he went down for the counts, and she got sentenced to 4 years, okay, for having a myriad of things of his in her name. Because it's obvious that you're trying to cover for this person. It's obvious that you know this person is obtaining their funds by illegal gains. Okay? Ill-gotten gains, right? And you know that they don't have check stubs, so they can prove how much they're bringing in, and they don't pay taxes, and so they get people to do these things for them. So you could absolutely be in big trouble is all I'm saying. All right, but let me continue. Like stuff, everyone, please don't forget to like and share. Now, it goes on to say that there's videos of countless outlets of the raids of the raids on both his LA and Miami homes, the former of which is registered to Bad Boy Films, as well as one of Combs' daughters. Meanwhile, TMZ purports to have internal photos showing the aftermath of the LA raid. In the footage of the LA raid, two of Combs' adult sons, King and Justin Combs, are shown being detained outside the house. Though ABC News reported that this was standard procedure, and the sons were released without charges. It is unclear whether his other children, some of whom are minors, were present or detained. Most notably, someone who cannot be seen in the footage is Combs himself. What? Most notably, someone who cannot be seen in the footage is Combs himself, as his whereabouts at the time were unknown. And that sounds like a typo. How is that even making sense? Most notably, someone who cannot be seen in the footage. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. I need to take a peppermint because clearly my brain is slow. Okay, so they're saying you couldn't see him. I thought they were talking about that person that was behind the bushes. Did y'all see that person behind the bushes that was sitting like Indian style on the ground? It looked like a female. And I'm like, is that his daughter? But anyway, is it under one of the twins, says Queen Amanda Hewitt. Well, that's what I want to know. And I also want to know where they are. Are they with Kimora Lee Simmons, or are they with relatives? Maybe his mother? I don't know. And where is Quincy? Because we haven't seen or heard from Quincy in quite some time. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. But now some more salacious news has come out about Diddy. People have these other allegations, which I'll get to momentarily. But let me just wrap this up because I want to talk about Lucian Grainge. Okay, that's who I really am here to talk about. Lucian Grainge. Now, because Combs was not present during the raids, and because he could not be located specifically, and because there were some seemingly conflicting reports about where his private jet was and whether he was even on it, a myriad of versions of "Where is Sean Diddy Combs" headlines were splayed all across the internet as the public, or for the public, in a matters of hours, and people became obsessed with his whereabouts. Tabloids that were tracking Combs' private jet reported that the plane landed on the Caribbean island of Antigua, though it was not initially clear whether he was on it. So because of this, the rumor mill began churning, saying there was a narrative in which Combs would have tried to escape to the island, but no less a source than the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda nipped that rumor in the bud, telling Newsweek that other reports also started to state. And so he was not on the jet. So anyway, we know that was all false news or fake news. So per USA Today, a man by the name of Brendan Paul, whom Jones alleged to be Combs' drug mule, was arrested by law enforcement in Opa-locka Executive Airport on felony charges for possession of suspected cocaine and possession of suspected marijuana candy. Okay, according to Jones's lawsuit, the former Syracuse University basketball player procured, transported, and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, and Tusi. Okay, Paul has since been released on a $25,000 bond. Okay, so I'm done with that. All right, and so with that all been said, listen, I want you all to pay attention. Because I already told you that man's going to start singing like the Mississippi Mass Choir. But what I didn't realize until I started reading through the documents, do you all know that the Georgia Mass Choir, what is Diddy doing with the Georgia Mass Choir? Y'all know that's in those documents? And then they started bringing up stuff about TD Jakes again, because, he's in there. I'm just curious. Why would the Georgia Mass Choir be dealing with Diddy? I have a whole lot of questions. Anyone venture to guess? Now, we do know that according to Rodney, he basically alleged that Diddy was trying to use his relationship with TD Jakes to try to skew public opinion. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, because of the lawsuit with Cassie. Now, so anyway, let me just tell you some of these people involved with Diddy and what their jobs were. Each person had a specific task. Hold on, beloveds. Now, listen to this. Stevie J says that these allegations are false and my attorneys will be handling this going forward. Okay? Because they talk about Stevie J. We know he's in the lawsuit. Representatives for Young Miami did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Cuban Gooding Jr.'s manager did not respond to a request for comments. And the friend of Justin, G, okay, the one who was supposedly shot at Chalice Studios in 2022, Jones claims that members of Diddy's crew were instructed to lie about the location of the shooter. But where is G? How come we haven't heard from him? Has he been paid off? I have questions. And then they mentioned Fahim Muhammad, saying that Jones claims he had the power to make people disappear. Clearly, he made himself disappear, because y'all don't find that strange. You all don't find that strange that Fahim Muhammad is nowhere to be found. He hasn't come out and made a statement. He hasn't said anything or whatever. He, as far as we know, hasn't been taken in for questioning. And if they have all these people, armed security outside of Diddy's properties, like I said, why is Fahim Muhammad not one of them? What has happened to this man? Now, Robin Greenhill, Diddy's accountant, who Jones claims oversaw payments to the SEX workers. Greenhill of TriStar Sports and Entertainment is best known for working with Britney Spears, Britney Spears' father, to oversee the singer's conservatorship. Britney Spears accused Greenhill of intrusive surveillance, and a rep for TriStar declined to comment on that, or as it pertains to Diddy. Now, DeForest Taylor. Remember DeForest Taylor? Because I showed you out a picture of him in the first lawsuit filed by Rodney Jones. And he's the one who sent Rodney the text that I showed you all about something that happened at a party. Now, he's an AR executive for Love Records, who Jones claims threatened him after Jones asked to be paid for his production work. He did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Okay, that's what he did. He threatened him at the party when he asked for his coins. Brendan Paul. Jones claims in the suit that he was the mule that he acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. He could not be located for comments. Please pay attention. He's probably definitely hiding under a rock. Or, the police may have him held up somewhere because he may be just dropping all the tea. Now, Frank Santella. Okay, Jones alleges that Santella carries the money and pays for the guns and drugs alongside Paul. He also could not be located for comment. And then there's Moy Bond. Jones claims that Bond helped procure SEX workers for freak-offs at Diddy's homes, and he also could not be located for comment. And then Jose Cruz. Now, Jose Cruz is the one who installed all those cameras for Diddy, okay? Because he's Diddy's IT director, okay? He oversees hidden cameras placed throughout Diddy's homes and is the gatekeeper to all of Mr. Combs' recordings of events in the house. He could not be located for comment. Now, I find that interesting because if the police wanted to find out something about the footage and all of that, I know they've confiscated these things, but I would think that they would definitely want to talk to Mr. Cruz. Okay, I would definitely think so. But they haven't heard anything from him. Now, let's talk about this Mr. Lucian Grainge. Let's talk about this. Man is very powerful and has a whole lot of money. All right, a whole lot of money. Please pay attention. Now, here's the thing. Sir Lucian Grainge is the chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group, the world's biggest music rights holder. Now, remember I told you all on yesterday that he was knighted by the royal family over the UK. I showed you the pictures. And I also told you about what was going on with him and Taylor Swift. Now, today I want to talk about what's going on or what went on between him and Justin Bieber. I want you all to take a look at this picture. What do you see when you look at that picture? You know, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. I'm going to tell you what I see. What I see is Justin looks clearly unhappy and very uncomfortable. Justin looks clearly unhappy in that picture to me and very uncomfortable. Now, I want to know what the hell Diddy and Lucian Grainge did to Justin. Because I think they did something to him. But I'll get to that in a moment. I'll get to that in just a moment. Now, here's what they say. Across the course of his career, Grainge has worked with the likes of ABBA. Some of y'all might not be old school, so y'all don't know anything about ABBA, but let me continue. Drake, Elton John, Jay-Z, Katy Perry, Queen, Rihanna, the Rolling Stones, Sam Smith, U2, and Amy Winehouse. That's just to name a few. Grainge is a sir by virtue of being knighted by the Queen of England in 2006 for services to British business and inward investment, as well as his accomplishment in the music industry. Now, at the time, Grainge said, it is with enormous pride that I receive this honor from Her Majesty the Queen. It is a recognition of British music's significance to the UK's culture and economy. Its role is inspiring investment and the contribution of incredible creative talent from around the world. Now, I will say this, Mr. Grainge is also one of those people who don't like Kanye, okay? And y'all know what people I'm talking about. He's one of those people that don't like Kanye, so please pay attention. So y'all really think he's going down? But I digress. Now, British executive Grainge was born and raised in London and now lives and works in Los Angeles. And 2017, in a clear nod towards Silicon Valley, he said, for some companies, technology is the highest form of art. For us, the highest form of art is music. Grainge received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2020. Did y'all know this man had a whole star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Because I find it interesting. Most people never even heard of him until this whole debacle with Diddy. And so he got the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2020 and was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2018, having received the Howie Richard Hitmaker Award. But I'm going to tell you something else that I find interesting that isn't in this article. Something else I find interesting about Mr. Lucian Grainge. Over in the UK, this man, I believe it was in 2019, if memory serves me correct, but he made more money than all of the artists over there. And I'm talking about combined. He made more money than all of them combined. So that should let you know how much power he has. Okay, please pay attention. Now, Lucian Grainge joined Universal Music in London in 1986 to launch a music publishing company, Polygram Music Publishing UK. Now, within a half a decade, the exec had led Polygram to become one of the top 3 music publishing companies in the British market. In 1993, Grainge joined Universal Label Polydor as general manager of A&R and business affairs, working his way up to the position of Polydor managing director in 1997. Okay, so just a couple of years or a few years. Now, after being promoted to deputy chairman of Polydor in 2001, Grainge then upped again to chairman and chief executive officer of Universal Music UK. 4 years later, Grainge was appointed chairman and chief executive of Universal Music Group International, running UMG's global operations outside the United States. Now I want you all to pay attention outside the United States. Remember when I told you all a very good reason why Homeland Security agents are the ones who descended upon Diddy's homes in the raid and they led the whole thing? It's because I told you all, globally, these things that Diddy's accused of, they don't just span throughout the United States. Some of these things have crossed, borders. Some of these things are going on in different countries, allegedly. Okay, allegedly. Now, goes on to say Grainge was then appointed CEO of Universal Music Group in 2010 before being promoted to chairman and CEO the following year. One of Sir Lucian Grainge's first major moves as chairman of Universal Music Group will forever form a big part of his legacy, the acquisition of EMI Music. The process of acquiring EMI from Citigroup began in 2011 and was completed in September of 2012, with UMG buying the British major record company for $1.9 million or 1.2 billion pounds, okay, in London money. Now, at the time, Grainge said, this is a next step towards ensuring the health of our industry. EMI is finally returning to people who have music in their blood. We are acquiring incredible labels and a roster of stellar talent, including top-selling artists like Katy Perry, Lady Antebellum, the Beatles, and the Beach Boys. We remain true to our vision of investing in EMI, growing the company as a vibrant source of new music, offering consumers more choice, and supporting the growth of online music services. In addition to ingesting blockbuster artist catalogs and huge label brands, including Capitol, the EMI music acquisition also netted Universal ownership of Abbey Road Studios. Following an investigation into the proposed EMI acquisition by European regulators, Universal divested Parlophone Music Group to Warner Music Group for £487 million in July of 2013. Okay, so I said all that to say this. This man has lots of money and lots of power, okay? I do believe that he's one of the most influential men or people, you know, in the music industry at this point. He has a whole lot of power. Do you all really think they're going to let him be taken down? Well, I seriously doubt it. And like I said, Diddy is a distraction from him, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Now, this is what I thought was interesting about him. Hold on, let me see if I have that receipt. Here's what I thought was interesting about him. This is speculation. Okay, this is pure speculation and alleged. Okay, this is not something that is known to be factual at this time. But currently, it is circulating that Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grainge took part in having Justin Bieber, when he was young, drugged and raped repeatedly by X-Files in the music industry. Yeah, that is what is alleged. Again, I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just telling you of the allegations, okay? As someone in the industry told me that, so got upon very good information, and I just find it all very interesting because, again, look at the look on Justin's face. And here's something else you may not know. I'm not going to be able to tell you all of this of what I want to say, but I'm just going to tell you some of it. But listen to this. This is really, really disturbing, okay? I'm not going to be able to say it all. Like I said, maybe I'll do a whole thing about it on my Patreon. Maybe I will. This is from some years ago. Recently, Justin Bieber was all over the news for abruptly canceling the rest of his Purpose tour. While his fans and media were angry with him, he never stated a reason for his decision publicly. And now it seems like we finally know the real reason. And it's all nefarious. I mean, it is beyond nefarious as far as I'm concerned. So in the last few months, Justin had become a more active Christian and a regular member of a Bible study in Beverly Hills. So last week, and remember, this is years ago. So when they're saying last week, it's years ago. Last week, he then shared a horrific story with the other Bible study members, explaining why he felt that he had to quit his tour and take a break from the music industry. He was attending a party with many other producers, power agents, and different important figures in the music industry. And here's what Justin said. Something happened. Something was brought to him for him to do a certain thing. And I'm not going to say what it was, but something nefarious happened. And this is what Justin said about it. He said, I didn't want to do this. I really didn't. It was horrible. I wouldn't just be a performer. If I did it, they said I would be a mogul. That path would open up for me just like it did for Jay-Z. Please pay attention. Why would he say Jay-Z of all people? Well, you're going to find out tomorrow. It's the difference between being a millionaire and being a billionaire. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Swedish house boss said free Diddy. You must clearly be trolling. You must clearly be trolling. Swedish house boss. Moderators, keep an eye on that person, because if they start talking crazy, let me know. Happy birthday, that crazy beast Aries. Okay, y'all keep an eye on that person, because I know they got to be trolling. Celebrity and Crime Intergalactic News Galaxy. Hey, beloved. So, what do you all think he saw? Or what do you all think was proposed to him? See, here's what I want you to pay attention to. Because I showed you all, for those of you who remember, days ago, I showed you all the video clips of the young man who talked about going, he was a social media influencer. You all remember that story? Or do I need to pull it up? Hold on, let me pull it up. I might need to pull it up because some of y'all missed it. But I want you all to pay attention to what Justin said and what this young man said. Okay? Let me find that video real quick. Let me find that video real quick. Hold on, beloveds. Here it is right here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Now, I want you all to pay attention. Now, before I play this, I'm going to read again what Justin Bieber said. So something happened. I can't tell you what it was on ScrewTube. Something was introduced to him for him to do a certain thing, and he did not want to do it. And he said, I didn't. This is what he told church people. Okay. He said this publicly when he was with his Christian people that he does Bible study and all that stuff with. And there's a picture of Justin, and he looks very, very sad. It really makes me almost want to cry. I'm not even joking. What he said that they wanted him to do, that's what almost makes me want to cry. So just knowing that somebody has to live with knowing that's all crazy. But hold on. So here's what he says again. He says, I didn't want to do this. I really didn't. It was horrible. He said that it was made clear to him. I didn't tell you this part first. He said it was made clear to him that he would gain entry to the business side of the industry if he joined the club by passing the initiation rites. I want y'all to pay attention. That's what he had to do, something to pass the initiation rites. I wouldn't just be a performer, I'd be a mogul. That path would open up for me just like it did for Jay-Z. So apparently Jay-Z did what he had to do. It's the difference between being a millionaire and a billionaire. Now, with that in mind, watch this. Because I know some of you all saw it already, but I want you all to pay attention. Because this is exactly what the guy in this video said.
So I decide to walk around the right side of the house because that's where my appetite. At this point, I wanted nothing to do with these people. So I went up to the only familiar face in the room. The agent that invited me was the only other person not eating. So I approached him and lifted up my mask so he'd recognize me, considering we'd only met one time. Before I even got out my greeting or got my mask halfway off my face, he abruptly pressed my mask back into place and sharply said, "Mask stay on till the 6th room." He did it in a way that seemed like I was embarrassing him for not knowing the rules. So to ease the tension, I jokingly replied, "So we're only halfway there, huh?" He didn't laugh or make eye contact. He just dismissively replied, "I encourage you to engage in the festivities. A slow drip is better than a flood." He started to walk towards the door as the clock chimed for the next room, like he knew it was about to go off. I didn't like that interaction at all. He's the one that invited me here, and he seemed to have no interest in talking to me. I just kept going over what he said the entire time while we were in the next room. This room was yellow and basically just a casino. I wanted to talk to David privately and let him know that I wanted to leave, but he seemed to just be caught up in the momentum of the party. Plus, there was a roulette table in the room. And David's freakishly good at roulette. So at this point, the winning streak that he's building is the center point of the party. I can't fully focus on what the agent said to me because I have to pretend to be excited about David's winning streak in a fake casino where you're not actually winning money. And like clockwork, the chime goes off. The entire party starts rushing to the next room again, and the vibe changes dramatically. I'm the last person to walk into the bright red room. This room didn't seem to have a specific activity like the others. It was just empty and bright red, and everybody was whispering to each other. For a split second, I thought it might be a big game of telephone or something silly like that. But as I started walking through and brushing shoulders with these people and hearing what they were saying to each other, I started questioning everything. The same people that I saw laughing and celebrating and eating together were whispering the most heinous, offensive comments directly to each other. I mean things that you wouldn't even say behind your friend's back, they were saying it to their face. I'm talking friendship-ending secrets and personal opinions about each other laced with envy and jealousy. I hurried to a quiet corner because I was sick of hearing everybody's dirty laundry after walking around for a minute and a half. And it all clicked. I knew exactly what this party was. I see the host ask the first person in line a question before having them repeat something that he said. When I tell you I am done with this party, I'm absolutely not doing that. All the dots start connecting in my head while everybody's being horrible to each other around me. I'm trying to recap the whole night and remember the order of each room to solidify my suspicions. But the chime for the next room goes off. This time, everybody gets eerily quiet and calm, like they got all of their venom out. The host of the party announces for all of the newcomers to come to the front. All of the attendees form a single file line in front of the next room's door. There's about 10 other newcomers in front of me and David, and the agent that invited us is standing to the left of the door, and the host of the party is standing to the right. The host has a pile of books on the table next to him. I see the host ask the first person in line a question and then grab a book based on his answer. He would present the book to the person and place a diamond-shaped metal symbol on top of it before having them repeat something that he said. Then he'd take their mask off and let them enter the next room. I couldn't make out exactly what he was doing until there was only 2 people ahead of me in line. The books were Bibles, Qurans, Torahs, and so on. He would ask the person, and which one is yours? Whichever they chose, he'd grab it and place the metal symbol on top of it. He'd have you put your hand on top of the metal symbol and then repeat, I am my own God, I bow to nobody but myself. When I tell you I am done with this party, and I whip my head around and I tell David I am absolutely not doing that. David whispered back in a joking tone like he always does. Dude, it's just a party. Who cares? I'll see you in the next room. And he skipped me in line to show me that he'd do it first to make me feel more comfortable. He went through with it and giggled his way into the next room. It was my turn, so I tried to play it cool and whisper to the host, do you mind if I skip this part? It's making me a little bit uncomfortable. I thought he'd subtly break character and reassure me that this is just a party theme and it's all good. Instead, he whispered back to me in a really kind tone. Of course, man, don't worry about it. Just take your mask off and turn around. I was relieved for about a split second before the agent that invited me here grabbed my arm and started guiding me towards the exit. And I see that everybody that was behind me in line staring at me straight-faced. I look back at the host and he's standing up and loudly shouts like he's starting a chant. The price was not paid. And then everybody in line that was staring at me chants in unison like they knew exactly what to do. Remove the profane. And they repeat it over and over until I'm through the exit door. The price was not paid. Remove the profane. The price was not paid. Remove the profane. So the agent just walks me to the closest door. He doesn't even walk me to the front of the party and out the front door. He just puts me out into the backyard. It's 4 a.m. My friend's still inside. I don't have my phone. So I decide to walk around the right side of the house because that's where all of the party attendees were kind of headed. Let me see if I could peek in and maybe flag down David to let him know I got kicked out. And there's some windows to the next room. But of course, these windows are like big church stained glass windows. And you can't really see through stained glass windows like the colored ones. But if you go really, really close and you look through the white parts, you could kind of see clearly what is on the inside. And this room is like a bizarre church replica without all of the seating. It's just a big church-like room. And all of the people that were in there had their masks off. And it was like a big circle and almost looked like an initiation. And all of these celebrities are standing around in a circle around the other 9 new people. It was 10 excluding me. And there was big TV grade cameras recording, and it looked like the group of celebrities and everybody else that was there was kind of cheering them on. But then there was clearly people in there that were much more serious and kind of threatening, and the 10 new people were in the middle of this room being forced to do horrible things that I wish I could unsee. And the new people clearly didn't want to do these things. They were being forced to do these things. And they were clearly recording it. And I see my friend being forced to do these horrible things in front of these people and in front of these cameras. I just start panicking. I don't know what to do. So in my head, I'm like, I just need to get out of here. So I start speed walking to the front of the house. And I'm thinking, I need to get out of this gate. There's only one street. We're on Laurel Canyon. So it's either I go left and start running towards Studio City, or I go right and start running towards West Hollywood. I'm not about to go knock on other people's doors. I'm just trying to get back to like civilization. And I'm trying to remember if we're closer to Studio City or if we're closer to West Hollywood. I don't even know. As I get to the front of the house, one of the employees is standing there, and he's standing in front of a car, and he has my phone. I'm not sure if he knows that I just saw everything, so I'm kind of standing there deer in headlights, but he just politely goes, here's your phone and here's your ride. Don't worry, the driver will take you home. So I take my phone and I sit in the car and I'm trying to gauge to see if this driver has any malicious intent, but he doesn't seem to. And within the first 3 minutes, I know that they don't think I saw anything. They were just getting my stuff prepared and my car prepared to take me home, because they're under the impression that I didn't see anything too bad. And I got kicked out before any horrible things started happening to people inside of this party. So I get in the car and I'm checking my phone. My phone was fully charged when I got here, so I don't know what they did, but my phone won't turn on. I have to sit through this 30-minute car ride. One of my best friends.
I'm going to stop it right there for a second because I want you all to hear the part about the food when they were going to the different rooms. Hold on just a second. Let me rewind it back. And I want you to hear it for a specific reason, which you'll find out in a minute.
With who I knew was a content creator and was in the know about to drop his car off at my apartment. Different shades of blue. The music was romantic and all the furniture was cabana beds and love seats. I stood there for a second trying to realize the agent that invited us standing right behind him. The speech was basically just encouraging everybody to have fun and explaining the itinerary of the night. Apparently this was a themed room party and all of the guests were instructed to move to the next room whenever the grandfather clock chimed. He wrapped up his speech with some cheeky joke and then one line that still irks me to this day. He said, "Have fun now. Our descent starts at midnight." I tried to give David the eyes that I didn't like where this party was going. This type of behavior from people that I saw as adults made me extremely uncomfortable. The moment the host wrapped up his speech, a couple of workers came out of the doorway. They were holding a couple sets of long poles. All of a sudden, music started playing and everybody seemed like they knew what was going on. So I just went along with it. So I guess these parties start off with a big game of limbo. It's funny seeing people dressed so nicely playing a silly child's game, but it's even weirder seeing A-list celebrities being so excited to play. Because everybody had masks on, but when somebody that you grew up watching in movies walks by you with a quarter of their face covered, you still know it's them. I was amazed with how inviting and willing to introduce themselves these people were. I was expecting at least an undertone of uppityness in it, but it seemed like everybody was involving everybody in conversation, and they were frequently introducing themselves to me with their alias, of course. The only thing weird about it was something that I didn't notice until the third person did it. When they shook my hand, they pressed their thumb into the soft part between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I only recognized the pattern because the third guy gave me a big smile and said, "This must be your first time here." In retrospect, this should have alarmed me, but it seemed like they got friendlier when they realized that it was my first time here. So I didn't really think anything of it. But before I got to ask any follow-up questions about this odd handshake, the first grandfather clock chime went off, and everybody excitedly rushed into the second room. When I finally got in there, I was taken aback by the dramatic decor change. Everything in this room was different shades of blue. The music was romantic and all the furniture was cabana beds and love seats. I stood there for a second trying to realize what was different, but I couldn't put my finger on it until some girl walked by and caressed my shoulder in a really flirty manner. The decor changed, but the way everybody was acting was drastically different. Before, everybody seemed to be outgoing and inviting and friendly, but the second they stepped foot into this room, they became touchy, flirty, and suggestive. I was only 19 at the time, so this type of behavior from people that I saw as adults made me extremely uncomfortable, especially when I saw that the cabana beds had curtains that you could close for privacy. And I realized that these people weren't just being suggestive, they meant it. I tried to give David the eyes that I didn't like where this party was going, but he seemed to be really enjoying the female attention, so I was on my own. I basically stayed in perpetual motion and walked laps until the next chime went off, so I didn't have to sit next to anybody for too long and let them get too comfortable. The clock finally went off and everybody rushed to the next room immediately.
With that all being said, I apologize. I was doing something. I was distracted because I was uploading another video that I need to show you guys to show my point. Now, once in the chat, did you all hear the part about the food, the room where they went in with the food? Did you all hear that part? Once in the chat if you heard that part, because I wasn't listening because I was working at the same time. Did you all hear the part about the food? Leon said I would have left David's ace up there. Okay, so you all heard that part, right? So I want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention to that. Now they said, or he said, that they were eating the food like really greedy and just gluttonously, you know, whatever. It reminded me of the 7 deadly sins. Now, I wasn't listening to it just now, but I remember what he said. So with that all being said, now here's the thing. I want you to pay attention because Justin Bieber, what he said happened to him at that party. I didn't tell you all exactly what it was, but I did tell you that whatever it was they wanted him to do, he didn't want to do it. That young man, what they wanted him to do, he didn't want to do it either. Okay, he was very bothered by it, so was Justin. Now, that young man talked about the food and how everybody was just wolfing the food down and just acting crazy. Well, this is what I want you to pay attention to. Hold on. If you all remember Justin Bieber's video, Yummy, that came out some years ago. I think I did a video on that when the video came out too, but pay attention.
Do y'all remember how creepy Justin Bieber's Yummy video was? Let's start off with the promotion for the song. Justin had uploaded over a dozen pictures of babies onto his Instagram page with the hashtag Yummy underneath. In the music video, you can see Justin eating at a table enjoying food with a bunch of the elite or rich people. He's enjoying a sandwich until gross food starts coming out. Then he's no longer eating, but all the rich people at the table are still eating the gross food, still participating in the gross acts. And towards the end of the music video, you see a plate with a baby Justin Bieber on it and it says Yummy. During the filming of the music video, Justin Bieber had a panic attack and had to stop filming for a while. And when asked by Ellen what Yummy meant, this is what Justin had to say.
What were you thinking of when you wrote that Yummy?
Yeah, my sex life.
Okay.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I'm married, you know?
Yeah, so you got that Yummy.
That's what it is, you know?
Yep, Yummy.
Woo! Is it getting hot in here?
Yeah, it was about his sex life. And then y'all find it weird how he was sipping tea in front of Ellen and got a little nervous. Y'all tell me what you think Yummy was really all about.
Maybe you could come to my house. You come and stay. Would you like to come and stay?
Okay. So anyone venture to guess what that video was about? Anyone venture to guess? Let me tell y'all something. That video was Justin Bieber exposing what goes on. I want y'all to pay attention. He was exposing what goes on, and he was telling you what happened to him. That's why there was a baby version of him on the plate. Okay? That's what it was. And then when she asked him what it was about, Ellen knew what it was about, and he knew that she knew. And that's why he said his sex life, because he was letting the audience know, or anyone who had the wherewithal to catch the subliminal, that it was about sex. That's what he was letting you know. Okay? Pay attention. At the end of the day, Ellen knew what was going on, and that's why he took a sip of that tea and had that look on his face. Okay? Because he already knew she knew. She was sitting there trying to play stupid. But Ellen, please sit down somewhere. Let's not forget a few years ago when we saw that, hold on, I'm doing something real quick. When we, who remembers a few years ago when there were rumors going around about some of these celebrities walking around with ankle monitors on and all that stuff, and Tom Hanks was supposedly being exposed about some stuff thanks to Isaac Cappy, and then Ellen came on an Instagram live with a sweatshirt on that said "Run, Forrest, Run," and then Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson were allegedly over in another country for quite some time. Do you all remember that? Anybody remember that? And people were speculating that when Ellen wore that sweatshirt that said "Run, Forrest, Run," that she was giving him the signal not to come back yet. Did anyone catch that? Did anyone catch that? Exquisite Femme says the queen is standing on business with this lie. Thank you, beloved. Did anybody catch that? She had on a sweatshirt that said "Run, Forrest, Run," and we all know that Tom Hanks played Forrest Gump. Okay, so please pay attention. But hold on. What about the handshake that he was talking about? What about that handshake he was talking about? Anybody catch that? When he talked about the handshake he saw the people doing at the party? Hold on. I'm uploading something real quick, beloveds. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Anybody notice that handshake that he described? What does that handshake mean? Does anybody know what that handshake means? Does anybody know what that handshake means? Hellboy says secret handshakes. Yes, that's the secret Mason handshake. Okay? And guess who was doing it? Guess who does that handshake? At least one of the people. Jay-Z. That's Jay-Z doing that handshake. I just want y'all to pay attention. That's Jay-Z doing it right there, cold busted. So I want you all to pay attention. Now, Justin specifically said that he didn't want to do whatever it took for him to do what they wanted him to do. And I'm telling you right now, you all have to go on my Patreon because I'm going to do a video about what they wanted him to do, and I'm going to post it on Patreon. It's all nefarious, like I promise you. But at the end of the day, the thing is this. He said, like Jay-Z. Why would he say Jay-Z of all people? Y'all didn't find that interesting? Goes on to say, it's the difference between being a millionaire and a billionaire. So you know why that really piqued my interest? Because here's the thing. I'm going to show y'all this again. I showed you all this the other day, but I'm going to show it again for those who missed it. Because now what I said in this video is all making sense. Okay, I'm going to show you all this video that I did. He said it's the difference between millionaires and billionaires. Hold on. Let me turn the volume up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Shakur. Is it just me, or has anyone else noticed that there's a pattern of these billionaires being accused of trafficking, assault, and other depraved acts that involve sex? I have questions, so let's get into it. Let's start with Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein had a whole island where there was all sorts of perverted things going on, supposedly, and then he had all of these people that were involved in these things, and people who didn't say anything, victims afraid to come forward, people who simply turned a blind eye, and this went on for decades. And then there's also the fact that other people who were involved, some of them too were billionaires. I find it all very interesting. Please pay attention. Billionaire Les Wexner, who owns The Limited, as well as Victoria's Secrets, and also is the person who appointed the CEO, Michael Jeffries, to Abercrombie and Fitch. Well, he was good friends with Epstein, supposedly, because he even had him listed as one of the people on his trust out of 3 people. And also, once it came out what Epstein was doing, he said that says that he broke off the relationship. Now, when he says broke off the relationship, that sounds like it was an intimate relationship, not just friends. Please pay attention. And then the same man that Les Wexner appointed as the CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, Michael Jeffries, who's also a billionaire, by the way, has recently been accused of trafficking and assault. Don't you find this interesting? Because this all can't possibly be a coincidence. Harvey Weinstein was another billionaire who was accused of things and convicted of them and supposedly did these things for over 3 decades. Now, this was an open secret in Hollywood. You had victims afraid to come forward because of intimidation and because they know that people with money and power, they absolutely can afford to have other people carry out nefarious acts for them to prevent people from saying anything. At the end of the day, victims scared to come forward, other people who don't want to fall out of grace with these people, like Oprah, who refused to say anything negative about Weinstein, who wouldn't denounce him. Well, these people just keep silent and sit there and watch idly, stand idly by and watch as these people carry out these nefarious acts. And at the end of the day, this is what happens when we have the wealthy, privileged people who have a way of controlling the narratives. Then you have Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, who was accused of being involved in trafficking in 2019. They didn't say that he specifically was the one doing the trafficking, but that he was involved in it in Florida. This is also nefarious. Recently, I did a video also about Vince McMahon, the former CEO of WWE, accused of trafficking, assault, and sexual exploitation by a woman by the name of Janelle Grant. This is also crazy. At the end of the day, this can't be just happenstance, can it? And then we have Diddy, another billionaire. Well, we already know what Cassie accused him of: trafficking, abuse, sexual assault, and more. Please pay attention. Even Oprah's name has come up in some nefarious things that have supposedly happened at the school that she opened up in Africa. Remember the assaults that supposedly happened within 10 months, not even a whole year of her opening the school? And let's not forget about what they had rumors of going on underneath one of her homes. Of course, she said that wasn't her home, but it was still something that was said. Now, I'm not saying it was true. And in fact, for all of these people that have been accused, I'm not saying any of the allegations are even true. What I'm saying is you don't see a pattern or a trend of these billionaires. And let's not forget what Christian Keys recently said about a billionaire trying to get him to do things and offering him money to do so. Now, he didn't name this person specifically, but at the end of the day, he did say that it was another billionaire. And just in case I wasn't clear, billionaire Les Wexner wasn't just a friend of Epstein's. He was also accused of having relations, unwanted relations, that is, with Jeffrey Epstein's victims, at least 2 of them. And also, it's important to note that all of these people that were accused were in fact accused by multiple people, not just one. Please pay attention. When I was a teenager, I used to wonder what the scripture meant. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Well, now I think I know exactly what that means. Okay, all nefarious as far as I'm concerned. So let me continue. So then it goes on to say that Justin was encouraged. Okay, it says, as shocking as these details are, they really show the dark side of the music industry. Justin was encouraged to take his career to the next level and join the club, just like Jay-Z and many others. Although he had heard rumors about these kinds of rituals in the industry, Justin stated that he hadn't been confronted with it before on a personal level. So, and then it goes on to tell you what you had to do, which I'm not going to say. All right. So with that all being said, I find it all so interesting. Please pay attention. Now, let's take a look at some footage of things that have been done to Justin, okay, when he was younger. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. My next video is so late on the backup channel, I'm going to have to change the time on it. All right, hold on. I don't even know which of these videos is which. Hold on. Where shall I start? Okay, I'm going to play this one. I think this is it.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Who apparently wanted to know what a Bieber butt felt like.
Thank you. How old are you? I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
Ever remember smelling that girl when you were 16? Like, I was happy, man. Wow, that's all right. And what music do you listen to?
Hey! My mom never gave me the sex talk. Okay. So why don't you give me the sex talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird.
You like French girl?
Oh yeah.
Any other questions?
Some really weird questions. And all the name my mom was right there.
Things on blast, you know.
You want to say it again? You have beautiful lips.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
You have good lips.
Thank you.
Just wear pants. Yeah, serious.
I want to protect her, you know. I don't want her to go through anything I went through.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But
You never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes.
Justin Bieber has finally exposed the shocking truth about grooming in Hollywood. And boy, is it a mouthful. It seems like, from Diddy and Will Smith to Clive Davis, there is a network of Hollywood top guns that habitually groom young artists in the name of mentorship. The worst part is no one seems to be doing anything about it. According to Justin, the industry actively tries to protect these groomers because of how powerful they are. Not him, though. He has had enough and is not afraid to call out the BS. So.
Okay, so with that all being said, it's all very interesting. And I want you all to pay attention because at the end of the day, that's why I said people like Lucian Grainge, do you really think they're going to take them down? Nope. Like Sloan Bella said, Diddy will be the sacrificial lamb because they'll let him go to the wolves. They'll throw him to the wolves because he doesn't have the skin tone or the complexion for the protection. All right, please pay attention. Now, that all being said, moving right along. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I think I have one more clip to show. Hold on. I don't know what this is. Hold on, let me see.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Samesies. Carl, I wanna get close like that wisp is to Justin. No, I want to get better.
I just want to love Carl more.
You're doing a good job with that.
You're my man.
Yeah, Carl.
I told you, I am not letting go. Bieber, no. All right, I already know the Bieber stands are going to come at me. I don't care because we don't fear nobody. We only fear God. All the Bieber stands, come at me. I dare you because I know Bieber. But I'm going to tell you what I have a problem with. One, why did Bieber all of a sudden stop talking about Jesus? Remember he talked about Jesus nonstop? Remember that? Me and Bieber were cool. When I was going through my depression, Bieber called me, right? And we did a FaceTime, and he prayed for me. He was like, "What's up, brother?" And he was really high. I'm not mad.
Protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah, so yeah, I just I just want to protect her, you know? Feel protective of her. It was hard.
So back in 2018, I went to Passion. If you don't know, it's a big Christian conference, and this is when I was deep in the church. Selena Gomez was there, other celebrities, you know, I saw Lecrae, Crowder, and Chad. This is Chad Veach. Another pastor was there is Carl Lentz, the infamous Carl Lentz. Outside of this conference, there were guys outside in, you know, cheap clothing. You maybe thought, oh, these are like crazy homeless men. And they were like, don't go in there. There's this weird thing. These people are actually evil and false prophets, and, you know, on and on. Mind you, I was deep. This was the year I was doing missionary work outside the U.S. Like, but something in my head was like, what if the people in here are not good people? And I'm telling you, these men they were in homeless clothes, like, they're carrying little ripped up Bibles. They're like, don't go in there and listen to these men are evil. Listening to these men preach, weirdest experience I've never had. I've never been in a situation like that before. You know, JB and Selena, they stand by these people. I don't go to church anymore, but I don't know. Weird situation.
Yo, have y'all seen this old video of Justin Bieber recirculating?
How many times I gotta tell you guys this? It's absolutely ridiculous that you guys are doing this outside of service. Outside of church? You guys got hearts, right? Everywhere else. You can't look at God and be like, man, these guys are doing what you want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. It's my place where I get rest for my soul. Rest for my soul here, and then I come out here and it's pandemonium. So it's like rest. You just take all the I just did in there and you just take that away.
Okay. That is very, very sad. I hope you all know. And notice Haley is divorcing him once this comes out. Yeah, they're getting a divorce. With that all being said, I wish I could have let you all hear the song that he was singing, because he was singing a gospel song praising God. And I had to take that out for copyright reasons. So I just inserted some spiritual music, but it was really beautiful. Terry Hinton said, very sad, Queen. It absolutely is. Okay, it absolutely is. Now, here's the thing. I almost forgot to tell you all about Diddy. Please pay attention. So let's talk about Diddy, because I postponed the next live for another 20 minutes. Now, here's the thing. You all remember when Diddy supposedly adopted that child? I'm sure he didn't really adopt the child. Okay, and some people were saying, or somebody said, that was his neighbor's child from next door. But I have questions. And here's why. I have several questions, and here's why. Because that child said her name was Ava. Hold on, let me pull up the footage. I don't know which video is which, so I may click on the wrong one. Okay, here it is. This is it right here. I think there's two of them, actually.
Child. And so we do these age progressions to make sure that the image that we're putting out to the public matches what that child may look like today. Because again, Ava went missing when she was last seen when she was 6 years old. She's 14 now. It was 8 years ago. And so what we've done is age progress the photos using all the photos that we have of the mother's side of the family and of the father's side as well, to again try to determine what she may look like now. And she's 14. She, there's a good possibility that she doesn't even know that she's missing. There's also a possibility that she does know that she's missing, or that she may stumble across some of this type of content online. The mother had left her with people she had just met, oftentimes for months at a time, and she even tried to sort of do a sham adoption down in Florida, where she had, written down by hand these sort of adoption papers to another individual who refused to take Ava. And so at this point, we just don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe.
Ava,
I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify, because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids, and I got permission from your mother, and to say all of that, because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Dwyla when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all 4 of us. So. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs. Come on. Let's go.
All sounds suspicious to me. It all sounds suspicious, but hold on, there's more.
Our missing series, we focus our attention on a little girl named Ava Grace Baldwin. She was just 6 years old when she was reported missing from her elementary school in Texas. She had not shown up for school in nearly 3 weeks when the school contacted her father. Police believe her mother took her. For the last 8 years, her dad has been on a quest to find Ava.
When I lose my tooth, the tooth fairy will come and get it and leave me money under my pillow because I lose the tooth and I brushed it nice and clean. Thank you, Tooth Fairy.
In September 2015, David Hopper got a call from his daughter, Ava Grace's elementary school. Ava hadn't been to class for 21 days. Did he know where she was? Ava and her mom, Catherine Baldwin, lived in San Antonio, Texas. David lived in central Oklahoma, a 7-hour drive away. Ava was the product of a 34-day marriage. David called San Antonio police to report his little girl missing. What they found surprised them.
When we sent the police out there to the location of the last address that we had known from it turned out to be an empty lot. And that's when we kind of figured, okay, there's something going on here.
David says from the moment that Catherine told him she was pregnant, he sought to be the father that Ava would want and need. But getting that chance was more than difficult. David hired 5 different lawyers and spent upwards of $45,000 battling with Catherine in the courts, both in Texas and Oklahoma, to get a custody arraignment of his spunky little girl.
Yeehaw, partner! How you doing?
She's just the perfect little girl. She was really surprised to know that she had a lot of family on this side of the family.
All the while, David says Catherine's life was spiraling. He says she was in and out of church missions, shelters, and relationships as he fought for more access to Ava. But David says one day Child Protective Services was alerted to a salacious video of Catherine performing a sex act. 2-year-old Ava was in bed behind her.
CPS contacted us and said, if you will help us find her, then you can have your daughter.
David was given partial custody, driving 7 hours each way to pick up Ava for a month in the summer and holidays. He remembers what Ava said to him one of the first times he took her swimming on one of those trips.
You're my daddy. You're my daddy. She did not know that she would have a father. She was just in awe that she would have a father. I was kind of kept a secret from her, I guess.
Tina Fulbright, Ava's aunt, says Catherine, or Katie, had a habit of running.
She just jumped counties. She'd get in trouble in one county and she'd jump to the other county.
Catherine has a felony warrant for interfering with child custody. Police records show she has a history of alcohol and prescription drug abuse and suffers from mental illness. But when David requested full custody over concerns of Catherine's ability to keep Ava safe, Catherine and Ava disappeared. It's been 8 years. Ava is now 14. David remains hopeful Ava is alive. He says there have been sightings of the pair since they disappeared, including contact from a couple in Florida who said Catherine tried to hand over custody of Ava to them.
We have reason to believe that she is alive. There's also a case down in Florida where we know that the couple that she tried to give Ava to, they contacted us, and that was after they went missing. So that was in 2016.
San Antonio police say there were other possible sightings of Catherine as late as 2020. Police confirm they have records of her using nearly a dozen aliases. And hopes rose again last year when armchair detectives thought they'd spotted Ava and Catherine in a series of TikTok videos featuring a mother-daughter duo by the names of Bebop and Babe. Even Rolling Stone magazine featured the story.
We had that investigated. It turns out it wasn't them. But the only great thing about it is it brought a lot of attention to Ava's case. In fact, it went viral overnight.
For now, David and his family post letters to Ava on a Facebook page, hoping one day she'll stumble across it and see how much she's loved and missed.
It's hard to watch my brother go through it. He's its only child. That's all he's ever wanted was a family. And he deserves to have his daughter in his life.
It'll eat you up inside. Okay? So I do distance myself from it. But there's not a day that I don't wake up and I thank God that today could be the day. You never know. And yes, it gets disappointing after 9 years. Getting up and saying that prayer, thank you, Lord, that today could be the day, and it doesn't turn out that way, and it eats at you at times. But God's my only hope. You ask me if she's still alive. Sometimes I have my doubts. I'll be honest with you. But when you asked me that earlier, I answered with confidence because I believe that God is true to his word, that he said he would watch over her, that he would protect her, he would keep her safe, and then he would bring her home one day.
All right. Very sad story. Very sad story. Now, she does look, with the age progression that they did, she does look like the girl that Diddy had. But hold on, because I'm going to tell you what they're now saying. And here's also a video of Diddy's daughter, Ava, not the one that's supposedly missing, according to him. But here's a video of his daughter that was in the video with him dancing. Okay, so I don't know if that's the same girl or not, but here's what they say. Ava Baroni Combs, all about Sean Diddy Combs' adopted daughter. Okay. Ava Baroni Combs, age 16, born in 2007, is the adoptive daughter of American rapper Sean Diddy Combs. She gained attention in 2024 after posting a video on TikTok to reassure her well-being amidst reports of an investigation into her father for alleged involvement in sex trafficking rackets. Now, on March 28th of 2024, Ava uploaded a series of 3 videos on TikTok following FBI raids on her father's residences in Miami and LA. The videos quickly garnered thousands, hundreds and thousands of views. In response to the attention her videos received, Ava updated her social media profile to say, "Hi, I'm Ava Baroni Combs. I'm doing well, so please don't worry about me. Instead, I ask for your prayers for my dad." So when did Diddy adopt Ava Baroni Combs? Diddy officially adopted Ava Baroni Combs before 2020, and their public introduction happened through a heartwarming TikTok video that same year. That was during the pandemic. In the touching clip, Diddy proudly introduces Ava to his audience, capturing a lovely moment as she introduces herself, playfully chiming in. Diddy affectionately calls her Ava Combs Baroni. This touching interaction resonated widely, making Ava the first white girl to become part of the Diddy family. Reflecting on her journey, Baroni humorously shared her post, jokingly mentioning how she was on the streets before Diddy's caring intervention. She revealed that Diddy noticed her, decided to adopt her, and welcomed her to stay with his children, highlighting the strong bond that she has with Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, whom she considers her sisters. Ava Baroni Combs has gained significant popularity on TikTok with her accounts at Ava Baroni Combs, where she has posted 3 videos so far. Despite the limited number of uploads, each of her videos has garnered over 100,000 views, showcasing her influence on the platform. As an adoptive child of a world-famous rapper currently dealing with legal issues, Ava's background has contributed to her attention on social media platforms. However, unlike her active presence on TikTok, she has chosen to maintain a private setting for her Instagram accounts. So it's on private. But let me show you all something, though. This is what I find interesting. This is how she supposedly looks right now. This doesn't look like the same girl to me, but you all be the judge. This doesn't look like the same girl to me. Similar, but not the same. Does that look like the same girl to you guys? Ones in the chat if you think she looks the same. Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Do you all think that looks like the girl that was in the video with Diddy? It doesn't look like the same girl to me. That nose is completely different. That's the main thing I noticed. A lot of people putting 2s. Hellboy said, no, she doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it looks like her either. So, I don't know, because here's what I find interesting. So the young girl's mother didn't want the real father to have anything to do with the child. She was making it difficult for him. And then he says he thinks she just took the child and ran off, basically stole the child from him because he had partial custody, or at least visitation. And so then they said she was leaving the child with people that she just met for days and months even. And then tried to do an adoption sham down in Florida with fake documentation. That's interesting because Diddy has a house down in Florida, in Miami. So I'm just wondering, did she give the child to Diddy? I have a whole lot of questions. Durana said, that's what I noticed first too, Queen, her nose. Yes, absolutely. That's the first thing. Let me tell you something. When I look at somebody, one of the first things that sticks out to me is their nose and their teeth. Your nose and your teeth is the first thing I noticed. Okay? Diddy could have made her get plastic surgery, says Soft and Spicy. I was thinking that too, because that nose looks different. And it looks like it's been some work done on that nose, in my opinion. Definitely looks like some work was done on that nose. But I don't know. So with that all being said, we don't know where Diddy is, and they don't know where Ava Gardner is. But don't you all think it's kind of strange that the little girl who went missing 8 years ago, whose father is still desperately seeking her, and I hope he finds her, because that's really heartbreaking. But the little girl who went missing 8 years ago, her name's Ava, and so is the girl that Diddy adopted. They're both named Ava, and they bear a striking resemblance. And even when you look at the age progression photo of the missing Ava, looks just like Diddy's adopted daughter. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's the same girl. It could absolutely not be, but it just looks like the same girl. They look very similar. Okay? Lena says that looks like her to me. Angela says they have underground doctors too. Don't be stupid, folks. Yes, they absolutely do. Claudette said, I find it suspicious. I do too. So with that all being said, beloveds, the next live on the backup channel starts in 5 minutes at 2:25. I had to change it for a whole hour. Okay. D. Michelle said the mama could have been a victim of Diddy, and then she could have given him the child. Yeah. I was thinking that too, because they kept saying, how she would try to give the child away to people that she didn't even know. I'm just saying, some people will buy children rather than legally adopt them. I'm just saying. Okay, Exquisite Film said, I will be there, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, Soft and Spice said, and the fact that she ended up in Florida. Exactly. I find that very suspicious and more than just coincidence. Okay, so with that being said, moderators, please, one of you drop the link to the backup channel in the chat so that those who don't follow can click the link if they want to watch the video. Let me tell you all something. Y'all don't want to miss this video. It's going to be good, okay? It's going to be good because this guy who doesn't look like me walked to Walmart, walked into there, and took out somebody who looks like me and called them the N-word. And there's some other shady stuff that happened along with that, so we're going to talk about it, okay? And then also, the police mowed down a guy walking home. So I just want y'all to pay attention. With that all been said, Kim Porter used to have her with the twins. Okay. Very interesting. So with that all been said, everyone please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you are a new follower, if you recently subscribed to the channel, thank you. But also please make sure that if you're not getting notifications, still come to the channel and see if I post it, because I go live every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, I usually go live in the morning. For the past 2 days, I've been going live a little bit later because I had some extra things I was working on, so I've been up late, stuff like that. But I usually go live in the mornings for your morning wake-up calls. Sarah said, thank you for your great commentary, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. So with that all been said, double check to make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes people get mysteriously unsubscribed. And if you notice that I have not been posting, please, like I said, come to the channel and see if I post it, because I literally post every day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays, but not every weekend, but definitely Monday through Friday. Reggie said, great broadcast. Thank you, beloved. With that all been said, I love you all to life, okay? Thank you all for the cash apps. For those of you who send cash apps, because this channel is not monetized, I really appreciate you being appreciative of my hard work and due diligence. With that all being said, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me?